So, story time. This story begins near the end of a wipe. I was just logging in to see if I could get into some shenanigans.
Hello. Hey, what the?
Well, these guys seemed like fun. Find their base. Well, that was easy. Get them to wave back. This turned out to be harder than I expected, and so I had to expand on the steps a little bit, because unfortunately, they kept chopping my bags, so I was going to have to place some more sleeping bags near their base. I did a bit of recycling, and decided to just place a lot of bags. So close, yet so far. I kept trying, but no luck.
What are you doing, friendly?
Which brings us to a slight update. I decided to just surround their base with sleeping bags. This new plan began to fall apart when I stumbled across a base being built nearby. I patiently waited at the door for a minute. They were building their main base. Granted, I managed to grab their TC, but they had already cleared it by the time I had respawned. I tried to grab it again, but no luck.
What are you doing, noob? Huh? Hello, noob.
And so, my plans changed once again. Clearly, getting them to wave back at me wasn't going to happen, so I might as well just mess with them for the rest of Wipe for shits and giggles. I placed an external TC and then started to surround their main base with bags. I got a little more cloth, and by the time I had finished, they were offline.
Hey, you, what are you doing? What the hell? What the hell? Oh shit.
I met some other people in the area, and then I decided to just pop open their starter and see what happened. Unfortunately, it was empty. But at least I now had a base close by to operate out of. First things first, I got a workbench for my new base and then decided to pop a few doors on their main base. This is all that I really brought back. Definitely not worth the boom. On the bright side, at least I got a little revenge. The downside was that I definitely wasn't going to get their TC. I had at least 2 more garage doors, potentially 4, and that was going to be a decent chunk of sulfur, and farming for it seemed boring. So I logged off in their starter, intrigued to see what the next day would bring. I spawned in over at their base, and as expected, they were online and had fixed their base. At this point, raiding was out of the question. Unless I stumbled across a bunch of boom. So I started looking. I ran through the freezing snow, the scorching desert, day and night I ran looking for boom. If it wasn't boom, I wasn't interested. I even tried to fly a balloon into a decaying compound. But that didn't really work out too well. I went back over to their base to take out some of my frustration and tried to get a wave out of them.
Hey, noob, your best TG, okay?
This right here helped me think clearly for the first time in hours. I thought my goals for the day were either to get a wave or to find boom, but in reality, my one and only goal was to be a massive troll. You see, I was pretty close to Metal Barricade BP, and I already had a decent chunk of blades stocked up from random decaying bases. All I'd need would be some metal. And then I got to work. Unfortunately, my tiny brain forgot to record it, but I did eventually find a decaying base with some boom. Not enough for their main, but I could blow into their furnace base. And apparently, it was going to be really cheap too. I made their furnace base completely mine, and then did some upgrades. Once the upgrades were done, I decided to place down some more TCs. And then I went hunting for more blades for barricades. Just a few more finishing touches and then my masterpiece would be complete. There were TCs and barricades completely surrounding their base, and 2 rings of bags. The inner ring was completely mine, and I tried to bag everyone on the server on the outer ring. And with that, I called it a night. When I logged in the next day, their base was decaying. They had despawned and had gotten off the server. So I went over with a little more boom. Got TC, got their tier 3, and with that, my shenanigans came to an end. This has been the story of a young man who just wanted to get a wave. Thank you so much for watching.